Disclaimer guys, this is for educational use only. Our group is allowing our instructor Mr. Roldan Ardinas to use his educational materials.
Have you ever wondered who you really are? What makes you you? Is it your personality, your choices, or the people around you? From the perspective of sociology, the self isn't just something we're born with it. It is something we create through our interaction with others. It is like a mirror, reflecting back what society shows us. In this video, we explore how the self is shaped by the social forces, from the roles we play in everyday life to the expectation of cultures and history. We will dive into the key ideas like Cowley's looking glass self, where we see ourselves through the eyes of others. Med's social self, which evolved through communication, and Goffman, presentation of self, where life becomes a stage where all performers. So let's uncover how sociology reveals the fascinating story of how our identities are shaped, not in isolation, but through a powerful lens of society.
Self is a product of modern society. Modern society influences who we are by shaping our identity, behavior, and values. Cultural norms, technology, education, and social systems work together to help us grow and understand ourselves in a complex world. This report explores how the self is constructed as a product of modern society, focusing on key factors such as technology, socialization, consumerism, and cultural diversity. So technology like the internet and social media connects people to ideas and perspectives from around the world. This has changed how we see ourselves in our place in the world. For example, platforms like Instagram and TikTok push people to create perfect online versions of themselves. So next is socialization and institutions. Society shapes us through institutions like family, school, and media, which teach us important values and norms. For example, schools encourage personal thinking but also teach societal expectations, influencing career goals and social roles. And next is consumerism and the self. Consumer culture affects how we see ourselves by creating desires for things through ads and marketing. For example, people link their self-worth to the brands they buy, using products to show their status or values. And lastly is cultural diversity and globalization. Globalization mixes culture, leading to blended identities. For example, learning about different traditions boosts self-awareness and flexibility. These influences offer growth but also bring challenges like identity, struggles, and reliance on others' approval. Understanding them helps build a strong, true sense of self.
Individual self versus collective self. So, what's the difference between these two personal identity? The individual self and the collective self are two dimensions of personal identity that influence how people perceive themselves and relate to the world. Individual self is shaped by unique experiences and characteristics, whereas collective self is formed through shared experiences and group memberships. So for example, you are running on a marathon, and through dedication and hard work, you achieve it. So this kind of accomplishments reflects your individual self. So what is collective self? According to my research, collective self focuses on a group identity and connections with others, such as families, friends, or a community. So for example of collective self, an individual joins a book club where they share their thoughts and insights with others. Through this collective experience, they develop their individual critical thinking and communication skills. Because of their collective experience, they develop their individual self because they are collecting of others' thoughts and insights. These examples illustrate how the individual self and collective self intersect and influence one another in various aspects of life.
Guys, I will explain to you what is sociology, or one component of it. I will show it to you guys. So from the word sociology, what comes up in your mind, guys, like when you what comes up in your mind when you hear the socio or sociology? The first thing comes up on my mind, guys, is the socialization. So we'll be talking about the socialization, guys, if what is the importance of is, and I will explain to you guys the importance of it, guys. I will explain to you guys so how important the socialization. So socialization, guys, is process of internalizing the norms and ideologies of society. So socialization encompasses both learning and teaching. Is the what you call this, guys, is the means by which social and cultural community attain, guys. See, guys, socializing is when you approach someone around our society, and when you it is when you talk to someone or approach to someone, from the word socializing. So approaching someone, guys, or talking to someone, expressing your feelings to someone, it is socialize. So when you socialize, guys, you need to be a good person. I mean, not just a good person, be a good listener, good talker, and also, guys, you need to respect the person that you are talking or socializing, because you need to respect him, because he will respect you too if you show some respect. Guys, socialization is very important to our topic, guys. It is just a part of our topic, but it is really important. It is a big part of sociology, guys. That's all, guys. Thank you.
Social structures refers to the patterns of relationship and institutions that shape security. It impacts how people interact, influencing their opportunities, behavior, and life outcomes. Key elements of social structure included family, education, economic, politics, and culture. Social structure affects access to resources like education, healthcare, and jobs. For instance, individuals from older backgrounds often have more opportunities than those from poor communities. Security also assigns roles based on social structure, influencing how people behave and are perceiving shock has through gender roles or jobs. By understanding social structures, individuals can recognize the process shaping their lives and work towards a more equitable securities.
As a being able to understand the self, one has to develop self-awareness. And self develops through social interactions, like children playing outside. But we have 4 stages. One is preparatory stage. Children in this stage are only capable of imitating actions of others. And second, play stage. At this stage, children begin to try to take on the role of other persons by acting out grown-up behaviors and dressing like adults, etc., like putting on makeup, like that. And game stage, while children learn about several rules of others, they understand how these rules interact with each other. And lastly, generalize other. In this stage, self-develop, understand, and learn the idea of the common behavioral expectations of the general society. They are able to imagine how they are viewed by one or another, or one by many. By this generalized perspective, the self is being developed.
Cultural influence on the self. Culture play a significant role in shaping how individuals perceive themselves and interact with the world. One of the most distinctions is between individualistic and collectivist cultures. In individualistic culture like United States or Western Europe, the self is often viewed as independent and focused on personal achievement and autonomy. Phrases like "be yourself" or "follow your dream" this reflect emphasis on individuality. In contrast, collectivist cultures such as those in Japan, China, or many African societies emphasize the interdependent self. Here, the individualist is closely tied to family, community, and social group, with a focus on harmony, loyalty, and fulfilling society roles. The idea of "we" is prioritized over "me." These cultural differences influence how people define success across relationship and even manage emotion. For example, in collectivist societies, suppressing personal desire to maintain group harmony is often valued, while in individualistic culture, expressing oneself is encouraged. Understanding this influence is key to appreciating the diversity of human identity and behavior across the world.